if the Prime Minister doesn't believe in the interim that Portmore, the municipal corporation, doesn't work, why then is the Prime Minister proposing a municipal corporation for Negril? Do you all recall? I'm going back into my archives because tonight I'm going to fact check them, you know. And you can call the people because I'm going to fact check them tonight. Get back, Dr. Dawes. But do you recall Jamaica, the Prime Minister, Courtney, I don't know if you recall, saying that he wants to implement a municipal status for Negril? So if the Prime Minister don't believe that the municipal status works for Portmore, why then is he installing a municipal status in Negril?
Where is he?
I'm going to ask it again, Dr. Dawes. If the Prime Minister is advocating for a municipal status for Negril, why then is he taking away the municipal status?
And I'm glad that you asked that question because, people are detached from what's happening in Portmore and they don't understand the gravity of the situation. This is again an assault on our constitutional right. All of us. We have seen it happen over and over again. We have seen where they have used their majority to extend the tenure of a DPP against all discussions that should have been had about it, the states of emergencies. And now what they're doing is to really overstep their authority of the parliament by overruling the legal standing of the electoral commission. Now, we draw constituency boundaries only through the electoral commission, right? You take that right out of the hands of politicians. Otherwise, with gerrymandering, they're going to draw pure garrisons all over Jamaica so that they cannot lose. And they're going to cut off who they want. So the law states that you politicians cannot be trusted to draw constituency boundaries. And that is why constituency boundaries must be drawn by the Electoral Commission. That is the law to save Jamaicans from politicians. However, the loophole that they found was that politicians can draw parish boundaries and they get to arbitrarily select where the parish boundaries are drawn. So when you draw a parish boundary and you cut out the parts of the constituency that you don't want in that parish, you now force the hand of the Electoral Commission to redraw that boundary to fit within the parish because a constituency cannot go outside of a parish. So if I no longer want Lakespen to be in a constituency, all I have to do is to just draw Lakespen out of that parish. And the ECJ is forced to redraw the constituency to suit the parish boundary that I've drawn. And they have found a loophole in the law that protects Jamaicans from politicians. And this is why this is dangerous for all Jamaicans, because it's just another example of how far this government is willing to go to trample on our rights, to remove the safeguards that protect us from corruption and the desire of politicians to remain in power forever. There are checks and balances, and we have seen an assault of these checks and balances, whether it's the temporary appointment of the Chief Justice, where they said that they would review him before he's appointed. And you saw judges standing firm on that issue and forcing the appointment of the Chief Justice, whether it is a matter of the redrawing of these boundaries right now, or whether it is the states of emergencies. This government cannot be trusted to not abuse their majority and just redraw Jamaica into a dictatorship.
That is being created. How significantly it affects your constituency?
It doesn't affect my constituency, but my vested interest is that Portmore is a super constituency because a lot of my constituents, they live and work in other areas. So the boundaries, they're almost imaginary. I go into Fitz constituency, I go into East Central, and there's a lot of traversing in between. Now, Who decided? The people of Portmore never decided that Lakespen and Limetree and these communities no longer should be in Portmore. Who decided that they weren't supposed to be in Portmore? Everald Warmington gave us a clue when he said that they're going to cut them off out of Portmore Pines division, and then they're going to make sure that the PNP voters never vote in those areas, never vote in Portmore again. Let them go and vote for Denise Daly, who is a strong PNP constituency. And that is why we have this chaos now, because the people of Portmore know that it is not in their best interest to have this parish. It only suits the Jamaica Labour Party. That's all.
So
Jamaica, we still have trouble with the toll. We still don't have a market. We still have no cemetery. We don't know where the cemetery is going to go. We don't even have a clock. We don't have anything at all to say that we're a parish. And they're pushing it through.
every parish has a clock for true.
We have nothing. Why would you deny a community of 300,000 people their own hospital and force them to go to KPH and Spanish Town?
You mean they said KPH that has 5 operating theaters?
That are operating theaters mean that they're operating. They're non-operating theaters right now.
So none at KPH working now?
Well, I can tell you that I have good sources telling me that they're using the Jubilee theaters, Victoria Jubilee theaters. But I don't want to talk about health tonight because there's so much.
No, Doctor. Are you you're saying that Jubilee, I know what them.
Maternity.
Wait. So you're saying that the maternity ward is not facilitating
Maternity theater.
the maternity theater? No, this can't right, Jamaica. No, I'm not spending.
Help.
No, Dr. Alfred Dawes. You're in the medical profession. You're a medical doctor. And you're saying the 5 operating theaters are down. And surgery is happening over Jubilee.
If you have emergencies, you have to use whatever theater facilities are available. No, I don't know if you see, the culture of the Ministry of Health is that they will get it up and running and tell you that these are the work. We have X amount working now. They did that with the ambulances when I mentioned the issues with the ambulances in St. James, where there were only 2 working ambulances. They hurriedly went and fixed up and licensed and registered another one and put out the press release about how many ambulances were working without saying when those ambulances were working. So I will not be surprised if tomorrow you hear that we have all 5 theaters running. But then they will never mention that at some point, none of them were working and they had to be using Jubilee Theater. But they love to. Andre, look how I beg you, let's not talk about health, man. Let's talk about Portmore.
That one had struck me because people calling me that to tell me that the theater's not working. And you have no confirmed, but you even carry it another notch. Jubilee? So that means that the mother... No. No, that can't, right?
What can go so?
Look, whenever you have a service that is non-functional, you have to just go anywhere you can. So for example, Bustamante has no CT scan. They have to be carrying the children to KPH, where the adults are and so on, just to get the CAT scans done. So those are there's a lot of overlap that shouldn't take place. These children don't belong in an adult facility, but that's the only place they can get a CAT scan done. So if you have an emergency
CAT scan, and even talk 300,000 people, no hospital and no child health facility in that area for 300,000.
300,000, roughly. And you're going to tell people that Lawrence Tavern is further from a hospital than Portmore. That is disrespect.
This argument.
That is disrespect. And then you're going to talk about, oh, no, you're a parish, you're going to be the Silicon Valley of the Caribbean. And we still don't have good roads. there's still a line drawn between what an MP is responsible for and what a councillor is responsible for. Instead of having a join up government where a councillor will say, give me something out of your allocation to patch this road because the residents need it. You're going to say, no, I am not fixing that road because it is not a gazetted road. I'm only responsible for 3 roads. So the people are going to suffer until the councillor gets another allocation that can go towards it. So these are the things that Portmore people are concerned about. People are concerned about jobs. You're concerned about mosquitoes. You're giving us parish status and you don't even give us our own health department where we can say, let us have our own fogging team. Rather than have a fogging team, the fog in Newlands or the fog in Waterford or Bridgeport, then they're gone to Old Harbour and they don't come back until next week. And you know that there's a mosquito problem that must be dealt with. And at the same time, we're talking about a possible yellow fever outbreak, and we're talking about a new type of dengue that has never been found in Jamaica that may come to us because it is found in other countries in Central and South America. So the things that matter. So dengue, we have in Jamaica, we have 4 serotypes of dengue. So when it's like 4, call it like you have 4 races of of humans, they're similar. But you get immunity to each one when you catch it. If you have this 5th type of dengue coming here where nobody has immunity to it, it's going to be an outbreak like Chick V or something like that. So anywhere you must start with the control of the mosquito population. Now telling Portmore residents that they're now a parish does nothing at all to improve their health. You have to have a health department where, and this is something that is going to happen as long as I have the opportunity to do it. You must control your own fogging for the municipality of Portmore. You have to, because the residents will tell you which areas have the mosquitoes and so on. You cannot be sharing the vector control vehicles and machines as far away as Old Harbour and Freetown or up in the hills of St. Catherine.
Wow.
So these are the things that Portmore residents want. They want to have the market. Even if you said no cemetery, but but even development, the industrialized zones that were earmarked for further development, they have cut them off and given that to St. Catherine Parish. So the Portmore municipality now, when you have cut out some communities, you have made it less economically viable because you have cut out people who are spending within the municipality. So their dollars traded are not going to be counted. So, you contrast that.
So you're believing that this is just purely political. It has...
I cannot see any other benefits to creating arbitrary parish boundaries other than to override the Electoral Commission's ability to protect Jamaican voters from politicians drawing constituency lines to suit their party. That is what has happened. That is the biggest loser in all of this is our democratic protections that the ECJ offers.
I think I need to play back a voice note. I want to play a voice note to remind Jamaica tonight. I think I need to play a voice note to remind Jamaica why I say it is purely political. Listen to this voice note, Jamaica, and I want Dr. Dawes and all of us to listen to it.
Everald Warmington says, with the coming boundary shift in Portmore St. Catherine, the Jamaica Labour Party will create a stronghold in the division. Mr. Warmington, who was addressing party faithfuls at the St. Catherine East Central Joint Divisional and Constituency Conference on Sunday, said the People's National Party will no longer be competition in the Portmore division once the capital is declared a parish. He said with the candidate selections and boundary changes, he is confident that the JLP can establish a stronghold in the East Central St. Catherine division.
The most difficult of the 3 was Portmore Panel, and we have made it much easier now. I've been fighting before 2011 when we had the last boundary change that Portmore should not go to Spanish Town. And today I'm happy to say that we have the boundary that we wanted all along. Quarry Hill, Lakes Bend, Lime Tree Grove, Range Lane on that side will no longer be in Portmore. So the whole of them people on the left, then down at anything. They won't be able to make a decision anymore. I guess the further, when we take Portmore off of St. Catherine, it's a different ballgame across there. There were 41 seats, now 42 seats. Or that is 42 PNP, you have 12 in Portmore. We won 2, they won 10. Yet the one is St. Catherine Parish Council by 1 seat. 1 seat is not the care 10 from Portmore. Now, give them back them PNP 10. Leave us alone over here. And it means that under no circumstances PNP can ever win the St. Catherine Parish Council again. Never again. Never.
So there you have it. You cannot want it spelt out better than that. You take out all of the council seats out of the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation, and Spanish Town will forever have a JLP mayor.
Wow.
So they've just decided that they're going to give Portmore to PNP, create a garrison over there where you won't have a situation where somebody might directly elect a JLP mayor. It's always going to be a PNP mayor. And then Spanish Town will forever have a JLP mayor. That is the essence of what this has done. And in doing so, it has taken away the rights of the Portmore resident to choose the boundaries of what is called Portmore. It has taken away the rights of the citizens to have a non-political, a non-PNP, non-JLP representative in that council meeting to make sure that the parties are not just solely operating for the interest of the parties and not the people who put them there.
I saw you say that you put down the white kerchief and you mark the line. What are you saying tonight, Dr. Dawes?
Look, what I am saying to Jamaicans is that this is not a Portmore issue. This is another example of an assault on our democracy. This is a government that will go to no ends to further their own agenda. And for too many members of the government and parliamentarians, their agenda is to enrich themselves and their generations to follow as much as possible.
To enrich themselves. So what are your last words tonight? Because I know that you and the other MPs will be coming back one day to speak about the general consensus of how to go forward.
I think that whatever action the residents of Portmore decide to take, Jamaica has to support, because injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. And that is what is happening to the people of Portmore tonight.
Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Wow. What are you saying to the Prime Minister?
The Prime Minister needs to respect the will of the people. They have always had a say in where their boundaries are. If he's going to decide that he wants to make a parish out of Portmore, put it to a referendum, let the people decide, and let them decide where the boundaries of that parish ought to be. It is the democratic thing to do. Anything else will make him a dictator.
Anything else other than a referendum will make him seen and perceived as a dictator. Wow. Thank you, Dr. Dawes, for joining tonight.
My pleasure.
I have some other steamy discussions that I must have tonight. And I don't want to get the learned doctor involved in that. So Thank you for coming.
Well, Andre, let me just say one thing. With the SSL reports that nobody has been looking into, there was a report, I think, before that last report that the former finance minister kept holding up and mentioning that they gave SSL another chance to fix themselves. And they were doing so, which is why they weren't shut down. There was a report before that, I don't know if it's 2017, that stated that the next time SSL is found wanting, they should be shut down. Nobody's talking about that report. Go and dig that up and you will find it. Take care. Good night, everyone.
The next time SSL is found wanting, they should be shut down. Interesting. Next time.